Hey guys, it's your favorite Dalamadur here, and welcome back to an all-new in-between versus battle. Obviously, I make these matches to kind of space out my content so that, not everything is just linearly one thing. Got to keep it diverse here. But today we have Shimo versus Dalamadur. And without further ado, let us begin here. Shimo would actually be into those large planetary to dwarf star level domains here. And this is important. Keep in mind, Shimo is also known and credited to be a world destroyer on multiple occasions and in multiple entries, both in the novelizations, the movie, and obviously in the toy line description, which everyone likes to use. But again, it is accurate information about the character. So again, that is important. So Shimo, right? Where does she actually scale within the monsters? Well, she's actually in the top tier. Definitely in the top 3, along with Godzilla and Ghidorah. Where you rank her, I think that pretty much is, well, subjective, because a lot of people put her below Godzilla, put her below Ghidorah, and then some people have her like above both of them, but then they just ignore the context of certain things here. But again, let us continue here. Shimo was actually able to toss an evolved Godzilla off like a rag doll and actually left him in a injured, if not a stunned like state here. However, when Godzilla went into his spiral mode, he was actually able to match her and somewhat overpower her. Now, Shimo is also incredibly durable, being able to take attacks from Kong in the novelization, where he was actually able to push through the beam and actually close the distance on Shimo, and, well, actually able to box her up for a little bit here. She's also able to take attacks from Queen Mothra, also able to take attacks from Godzilla evolved, and in Godzilla's spiral state, even being tackled by her through a couple buildings. I think we got to really assess how many people they kill in each movie right now, because, I mean, Jesus Christ. Now, this is important because she was scale above pretty much every other kaiju up until this point. Now, again, like I said, Ghidorah is contentious, especially a younger Ghidorah and a younger Shimo, considering back then that Ghidorah and Shimo both have fought, but she should easily scale above Godzilla from 2014, obviously peak supercharged Godzilla in 2018 as well, scaling above Camazotz, Muto Prime, and etc. All these monsters she should easily scale above here, with beings like Camazotz being able to black out the entire planet, a multi-continental or at least a moon level feat, considering the sheer fact that he is manipulating Ghidorah's storm. Then you have the fact that, Muto Prime, being able to recreate any earthquake history. This will likely include magnitude 0.18 earthquakes, which actually have came around to those small planetary levels as well. Now, again, it is possible, considering the writer does say it, but again, that can be contentious, but we do know Muto Prime is able to recreate any earthquake in history, putting her at a multi-continental level. And again, with Shimo being able to take attacks from a Godzilla that not only would exceed them by leaps and bounds here, he should easily also scale to the Hollow Earth to a degree here. Why I'm saying this to a degree is because there is a biological factor in all the kaiju due to their many years of being in the Hollow Earth, have adapted to the condition to where they simply bypass the Hollow Earth's vortexes, which have the gravitational, the gravitational inverse or gravitational crushing force of that of a black hole. Now, Shimo's powers and abilities are very simple here. She's a cryomancer, actually able to freeze things on atomic level. As describing what Kong's hand went through, it was basically freezer burned. Yeah, basically, there was nothing that would have fixed Kong's arm except for the Beast Glove, all right? So, Shimo was able to cause frozen burn. She was able to freeze Godzilla evolved if it wasn't for Mothra intervening. Then you have the sheer fact that she's able to cause the Ice Age, and she's able to freeze things on an atomic level, and obviously causing atoms to freeze and stuff here. So again, Shimo should easily be into those large planetary to dwarf star level domains. And so, without further ado, we should easily be able to scale Dalamadur from that point. Now, Dalamadur is I would probably say the highest Elder Dragon in the verse here. And again, I know that might be contentious, but most of them are black dragons. Understand there is a difference between black dragons and elder dragons here. But Dalamadur should definitely be at the top until they decide to make an elder dragon that not only rivals it, but exceeds it here. Now, this is important here because Dalamadur is over 1,000 feet tall. Bare minimum. Again, there are estimates for much bigger Dalamadors as well here. Now, if we used a fully grown Dalamadur, then we're talking about an ant versus a giant, and I mean a giant dinosaur. It's like a Seismosaurus going up against a Velociraptor. Okay, but let's talk about that scaling, which is terrifying. Now, considering it is the pinnacle of Elder Dragons, it would actually scale above all the other lower tier Elder Dragons as well, including the likes of Runer Nergigante, who would scale above everything in Monster Hunter Rise, in all honesty. And yes, I will be talking about that very soon here. Now, this will include beings like Orish Kirin, who is able to freeze all the moisture in the air, a feat that easily comes around multi-continental. But then you also have Elder Dragons like Lao Shenlong, who is confirmed to be strong at his scales, are confirmed to be just as strong as a flying wyvern shell. Now, this is important here because, again, it does not dictate the level of the flying wyverns. And considering the sheer fact that we do have flying wyverns that are Elder Dragon level, this would include beings like Gold Rathian, Silver Rassalos, Flaming Espinas, and various other flying wyverns that would easily be Elder Dragon level, even the likes of regular Espinas and even Basilgoose and Seething Basilgoose here. Beings that could easily rival and in some cases surpass the likes of Elder Dragons. Now, this is important here because, like I said earlier, Elder Dragons actually range from the multi-continental to planetary or large planetary margins here. This includes beings like Gold Rathian, who in Monster Hunter Stories, which actually has the same abilities as even a regular Rathian, are able to actually move their fire so fast that they're actually able to create a miniature black hole, which will come around to those large planetary margins in terms of scale here. Now, as for Dalamadur's own feats here, Dalamadur is actually able to use his fire breath to create a river of stars. Now, this is important because a river of stars includes around the 4,000 margin. Okay? This is basically our own, astronomy scale and stuff like that there, or our astronomy count and stuff like that here. And so, Dalamadur not only creating stars, but is likely creating blue stars because his fire breath is, blue itself here. Meaning that Dalamadur would actually be put into the Solar System Plus, or even if you want to say it, those large solar system categories just at base. Okay? And again, there is more. But today we're going to just keep it low tier for right now here. So without further ado, let's actually talk about it. Shimo versus Dalamadur. Ice versus fire. Who wins? Now again, if we gave Shimo the full totality of the Hollow Earth scaling, ignoring her biology and her biological adaptation, and said that, every kaiju is able to go through the Hollow Earth, then this would give her solar system capabilities. Okay? So even if we said that, and it came down to attack potency, Dalamadur would still be higher to a large degree still, considering the sheer fact that solar system and large solar system is still a great difference in terms of power here. And again, the problem here is that considering their normal stats and considering their normal base stats here, Shimo is no match for Dalamadur at all here. For starters, if she gets hit with that fire breath here, she is likely going to have a lot more pain and a lot more burn marks. If not, her whole body is going to get engulfed here due to the sheer size of Dalamadur and likely the sheer size of his flames as well here. Now, again, I already know the arguments. Oh, but they lose to the hunter who's a mere human with some sticks. The Monster Hunter verse is actually more advanced than the Monsterverse, considering the sheer fact that they not only use biological warfare, something that, they tried to do and failed, where the Monster Hunters actually succeed in utilizing biological warfare, even making weapons that can nullify, counter, and even exploit the likes of elder dragons and the elder dragon's power, creating things that can seal an elder dragon's power, creating things that can pierce through armor. And this is biological adaptations to beings that usually wear things like gold or molten ore from the core of volcanoes and stuff like that there. Keep in mind, these volcanoes are usually used as nests for these monsters here. And again, the Monsterverse also utilizes biological warfare, as we even see the Kongs actually make axes out of Godzilla's spines to divert their atomic breath here, but they have nothing in the same category as Monster Hunter, who's capable of utilizing the souls of their very monsters to be able to power themselves up and utilize their abilities here. Now, I would like to say that Shimo could possibly be a younger Dalamadur, considering we don't really know their size estimates and if they're capable of breathing fire at that point, considering most Dalamadors did have to catch stars at that point and eat them to get their fire breath here. But overall here, yeah, I'm going to give it to the big snake himself here. But hey, that's going to be all for today. Comment, like, and subscribe and share with your friends. And hey, I will be giving Shimo another match in the future, maybe against the Ice Titan from Ark. But hey, that's going to be all today, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.